Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Welcome, partners. RJ Carter is the name. Welcome to little old town here of Talonflats. We got a devil comes from these here parts. Story's a long one, but it's entertaining. But I'm not the one to tell it to you. Let me bring on somebody here who's a real natural-born storyteller. I can give you all the details about the man we call the devil from Talonflats. Welcome to the show, Mr. Richard Embree from Forest Publishing. Richard, how are you doing today, my friend?
Man, that was a cool intro. I love how you came in with the accent, man. That I was totally honest. I was just laughing, man. That was great, man. I'm doing great, RJ, man. Thank you for having me on.
You just gotta have fun with stuff, man.
Yeah. That's great because that's what I want this campaign to be. The comic book's a lot of fun. The campaign's gonna be fun. It's just gonna be a great time. You know, I'm a fan of westerns. I love westerns. I grew up on westerns. Like, you know, I thought my mom talked about John Wayne so much. I thought he was our neighbor or something. You know, I thought he was. I didn't. You know, at 3-year-old, she's like, "Yeah, John Wayne did this, and John Wayne, and your grandpa met John Wayne, and blah blah." Blah. You know, so I thought he was a friend of the families. You know that sure. John Wayne and Chick Hearns. I thought they were friends of the family. Chick Hearns is the voice of the Lakers. So for like many years, you know. I don't know if you know, like that's a California thing.
I don't follow the left coast sports there. Now, last time you were on here, we were in a completely different genre. We were looking at the Last Goodbye.
Yeah.
How did that play out for you when it was all said and done?
Great, man. The reviews came out. Yeah, the reviews came. Well, fulfillment came out great. I was so happy that I didn't have any complaints or anything. Like everything went smooth. Once I finally got it out, there was some issues with the shirts, but what I did is I just ended up printing the shirts again and sending the customers 2 shirts, which is, you know, just trying to be that CG customer service, man. I got to do what I got to do. You know, it got reviewed great. You know, Kimosabi gave it a good review, actually a great review. Inchai Comic Guy gave it a great review. So I'm like, you know, I was just, okay, cool. That gave me a lot of confidence and momentum because now I know, you know, people got it because I didn't know if The Last Goodbye was a little bit more of a artistic approach to storytelling, and I was like, I wonder if they're gonna get the payoff or not get the payoff, and yeah, they enjoyed it, so I was very pleased with that. Now with Talonflats, it's a little bit more. I'm going for a little bit more entertaining approach. You know, Last Goodbye I wrote 6 years ago when I was like the first comic book I ever wrote, and it got it was people liked it back then, so it was only right that I come back to comics, give it a facelift, and bring it out to a new audience. But this one right here, man, this is homegrown right here, right now. Current Richard writing. It's I'm excited, man, because I've learned a lot about storytelling. I learned a lot about character development, and I learned a lot about just how to make a story entertaining, and what people want, what people are looking for, and what is the formula for entertainment. And I feel that I feel very strong about this. So when people actually get the book and read it and enjoy it, they're going to be very pleased, I feel.
So you feel more confident going into this one than you did with
Oh, definitely,
the first one?
Definitely. Because
even though it's a different genre. Because I mean, you're out in the West, so
yeah,
this is, backyard stuff, right? Go out to the saloon and take some pictures.
Well, how I figure is like, Westerns are like classic good guy, bad guy. It's classic good guy, bad guy, classic action. And I think my audience that I have, that's what they want, and that's what I like writing too. And I'm also a fan of violent comic books, and I think that falls under the Western genre as well. So that's where we're going for, like a gritty, violent Western, that has a lot of character development, to where you actually care what happens to these characters, and then that makes the violence more real, and more I call it the payoff. When the end and the climax, like, oh, okay, finally we see justice. And I think that's what I think would appeal to audiences right now is getting a story where like justice is actually served, and the Wild West way. According to certain characters' perspectives, justice will be served. It might not be the moral way or the more spiritual way, but it's going to be the Western. It's going to be the Wild West way. So,
when I was a kid, growing up in St. Louis with TV stations there, Channel 11, there were the three networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS, and then there was Channel 11, which was just like they syndicated everything and they bought movies to show. Well, Saturday was always Western afternoon. It would show, and I remember the promo for it was always the same promo as this gunshot. And it was, good guys always win, bad guys always lose. That's right. And they just jumped right into the Western. It was the story of the day. It was always a John Wayne or a Randolph Scott or something. But yeah, it was never, there was never this, hey, let's try to get, let's try to equivocate in some shades of gray here. And make people wonder who, what's right and what's wrong, and who's on what side of justice.
And that's what the story is. I think is gonna kind of leave the reader with, is like, it might not have been right, but damn, it felt good. You know what I mean? Revenge feels good, man. Revenge and violent justice feels good. And I think
there's a hunger for it now too. I mean, for the Western, not for revenge.
Maybe
that too. But because we're
revenge
seeing all kinds of Westerns now.
Yeah, revenge tales are always fascinating because people like them to experience that story without having to pay the consequences of it. So
Charles Bronson made a career out of it.
Yeah, so where people can enjoy it and be like, okay, but I don't really want to do that, but I like to see some bad guys get what's coming to them, and that's what.
We have an active chat out here. We have Brian Kriskow's out there. He wants his Molly cuddles. I have no idea who Molly is. She's not here. So you'll have to find
shout out to Brian. What's going on, Brian?
Gingy Gingerton is here. Had him on last night with
awesome.
Spells and Superheroes. So welcome back to the channel from the cheap seats there. So
cool.
So let's bring up the campaign and take a look at it here. Okay, so first of all, how'd you come up with the name of the town? And why do I keep wanting to spell it as one word?
It's you're gonna laugh. I went to like one of those RPG name generators, and I went to Western Town and Old West Town, and I was just clicking. I was like, what it sounds like, And there was just like a lot of them just didn't it didn't seem like. I mean, it would work in like if you're playing like a tabletop RPG, but I was like, it's not catching. But Talonflats kind of caught, you know. So I was like, okay, you know, that sounds reasonable, you know.
Well, you know,
Yeah, but
because you've got the devil, who's
yeah,
not the literal character, and then you know talons, which so the two images that are conjured up,
yeah,
kind of you know they bring this threatening and foreboding sense already.
yeah, yeah. So, but if you read The Last Goodbye, like my writing style is yes, you will get everything that you expect in a western, but since like I'm writing it, it's kind of like my flavor to it. There's going to be a lot of heart. There's going to be a lot of characters that hopefully you care about. Like I'm going to put effort into establishing characters, and there's going to be a lot of conflict and and violent solutions. So
That's
I mean, like I said, I'm just excited to get this in people's hands. I got a great team working with me. Like after I finished fulfillment, I took some time off. I was actually trying to do another comic, but it just wasn't working. And then I was like, you know what? I do have this Western story, and it's a complete story, and front to back. I already know what's gonna happen, and I was just like, you know what? I'm better off just running with this. You know, with this other one, I'm trying to create it. When I have a story, I have an artist. The artist is like, hey man, what are we doing? You know, so I was just like, you know, we're gonna go with this Western. I reached out to a friend of mine, Vince Moore, and I asked him to come aboard and be an editor. Vince is a great dude, uh, like 15 plus years in the retail. He does editing jobs, writing jobs. He knows like I always say he's like my comic guru. He knows a lot about the history. So I was like, you know what, I need someone like that on the team that can help add some guidance to the medium, you know. And yeah, so I got him aboard, and then we have Mark Savona. He's from Canada, and he just did his last gig was Scholastic Canada, working for that publisher, and
okay.
on a book called Haunted Canada, and it's kind of like a big deal up there. It's like the Goosebumps, you know, like because the kids are, you know, the YA novels, the people love them. So you know, so now I got him onto this project, and you know, I'm using the same colorist Brian from The Last Goodbye, and I told him, hey, you know, I know The Last Goodbye, like uh you know, I think I want you to take a little bit slower time and put a little bit more effort into it. Not that The Last Goodbye was anything wrong with it, but I think it could have used a little bit more time. But that was just, you know, you got a campaign out, you're running a little late because of shirts and other stuff that factor in, and you're trying to get this out. You're trying to get out quality, but at a fast pace. So I was like,
Sure.
you know, we're gonna do a different approach. You know, we're gonna uh, have some real quality time to work on this and make sure every page looks great. And you could tell like the pages I put on are you know,
Yeah, I mean, this is
I
the cover art alone is just outstanding, but the interior pages, and let's go ahead and bring some of those up here.
yeah.
Uh,
So that's the standard one. That's the Cane and White one. Oh, and that's another thing with this one. I went out and I got some artists that I really like and I really like talking to, and I've been fans of. Like Cane and White, I've been a fan of his for a minute, you know. And I wanted to get him on one of my projects, man. So I was like, hey man, you know, would you work with me? And he's like, yeah, yeah. So we made that happen. And then I got Preston Acevedo to do a painting, and I was
oh man,
just like, bro, I can't wait. You know, this is.
that
And when he
guy's
showed
never
me, I
going to
was
be able
like,
to do another book of his own because he's so
oh,
booked
he's just
than
so
everybody
he's
else
in
does.
high demand, and he was so cool, man. I'll be on his stream tomorrow. He was so cool. Just, hey, come through. Let's talk about the book. Let me get a feel for it. What are you trying to do? You know, and I'm just like, bro, you're the magic man. Let me. This is what the character is about. This is what the story is about. Now let me get out your way. You're the artist, bro. Like I'm a fan of you, so I'm gonna let you do what you do. You know, and
And like
when
I'm no
you
artist, but I'm told that horses are difficult to draw.
Yes, that's the first thing Mark told me. Like, you know how, well, I was like, we should do a Western. He's like, you know how hard horses are to draw? Like, I was like, yeah, I know, bro, but you're classically trained, bro. You the man. So, and I think he's kicking
robot
ass.
horses. It'll be Brave Star.
Yeah. But I think he's kicking ass drawing horses. So, I mean, just look at this first page. We're taking a lot more time. We're getting it. We're trying to go for a masterpiece, dude. You know, as much as we can get it.
Yeah, and this interior artwork, this does not have that whole feel that a lot of independent books have, where it's like, hey kids, let's make a comic book that we've never done before. This looks like, yeah, I've worked for the big three for the past 10 years, and I did this in my spare time.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going for, because the competition in CG, or just if you don't want to use competition, you can use the comics that are available. Are amazing. They look great. These artists are just putting their heart and soul into these books. So to be a contender, to even step up to the plate, you better come with something. You better come with something special. So I wanted to make sure that we came with something special, and I feel that it's been we're doing a good job. I mean, the response has been good, and like I said, I'm excited.
So what? Let's get into the story here, because I've read the elevator pitch. A bounty hunter who's nursed back to health inherits the enemies of the woman who does it. So, I'm guessing the guy in the bed is the bounty hunter. Looks like he got shot in the first couple of pages.
Yes. Like, that's how we open it up. I like to open up stories on action. So the he's already shot. He's wounded. The main character is named Raphael. He ends up on the doorstep of Alice, and Alice is a recent widow who's adopted a couple of children. So that's why that shotgun is really Alice pointing that gun at him. Because, like, hey, I don't know who you are. You're crawling up. You're shot. You're crawling up to my house. And I got kids in here that I adopted and I take care of. I'll end you right now. That's how we start the story. And they don't develop. They developed a friendship to where, I was gonna say relationship, but I would say it's better described as a friendship. They develop a friendship to where he wants to help her and to repay her. And what ends up happening is Alice has she's made some enemies with a gentleman that owns a bar and has ties to a outlaw gang, and he wants her property.
I was going to ask if it was was it the old property foreclosure deal?
Yeah. So he feels that and he keeps going on with, hey, your husband said that we had a deal and you should so you should honor the deal. And she's like, no, I don't want any business to do with you and this and that. And so what happens is, when they find out that a guy is at the house and he's a bounty hunter and he's a dangerous guy, and he ends up killing the people that shot him. He ended up killing them. They're like, okay, so we got a guy, he's capable of killing, and he could interfere with our business. So that's when things are gonna clash, and it's gonna be wild, man.
Bodies are gonna drop.
Yeah, very so. And it was funny because I was telling Mark, I was like, man, when you do this comic, bro, I know you're a very kind, loving, compassionate Canadian man, but I need you to channel American violence. And he laughs. He's like, okay, we can do it. So I was like, I need you to channel that. So, and that's my stretch goal cover. So if I hit 15K, what I'm doing is I'm giving this out for I shouldn't say give it. I'm adding it to your order. So if I hit 15K, everyone that has a physical order is getting a Dawn delay cover just slipped in their envelope and sent out to them.
Now, when you say a cover, you're talking about like a second book or a print?
Second book. Yes, sir.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a deal and a half.
Yeah. Because I need to get to this is an expensive book, and I need to get up to 15K to make it kind of comfortable. 8K covers the artwork. but 15K puts me in a little bit of comfort zone. And hey,
You've only been going for 4 days, right?
yeah, we
Okay.
launched on Saturday.
We got to get that back. We got to get at least to 1K quickly, just so you're on track.
Yes, yes,
Yes, Brian. It does sound
yeah,
like an interesting take on Shane.
yeah.
Well, the land was the thing you wanted in the Old West.
Uh huh.
The cattle barons and the railroad barons. You wanted to possess the land. If you couldn't get the land, you wanted the water rights, which was
Right.
even more important.
Yeah,
there was
that's
like
what
an old phrase. They'd fight over oil. They kill over water.
yeah. But that's where a lot of Western the conflicts are kind of similar. But that's just the setup. When you actually read the book, there's a lot more going on that I'm not spoiling. That is going to intertwine. And okay, he's saving that. Because I'd rather you enjoy it. It's better for you to read it, and I tell you through the script and through the artwork than tell you through the YouTube channel. As much as I like you, RJ. Like
I'll
I
blab.
rather.
You, Richard, you can tell anything on this channel. Nobody's watching.
Oh man,
It'll stay a secret.
just me, you, and Brian right now.
Yes, exactly. So,
Yeah, Range Wars could be brutal. Yep.
so did you read a lot of the Western comics when you were growing up? I mean, I was a huge fan of the Jonah Hex books.
To be honest, I did not, but now I'm starting to read some. I was reading like the Lone Ranger when I was like kind of in the early stages of writing this.
The
And
Dynamite books.
yeah, that and when I get some classic Western ones, and I try to look at artwork and stuff like that. But I'm like, in a way, I want things to like. Let's see, how should I put this? I want things to influence me, but as I want to catch the vibe, but I don't want to like totally just bite their stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like with comics. I was going on a comicology trying to find westerns, like hoping they had like a all-star westerns back in the day or something that they didn't. I couldn't really find much at the time because I was willing to purchase it. Like golden age westerns and stuff like that. And that's what I was looking for. But I've been out of the digital comic game because I remember there was a website where you can go and they were just like, oh yeah, we're not printing these anymore. People scanned them and you can take the PDFs and put them in your iPad and read them and enjoy them because they're like they don't exist. It's like a historical library to comic books.
Go out to Amazon and go
Okay.
look for those Showcase Presents Jonah Hex.
Okay.
Those Showcase Presents that DC's done. They're like telephone
Yeah.
book thick, but they're all
Yeah,
black
yeah,
and white. Get the old. You don't want the new Jonah Hex. You don't want the stuff where he's like fighting supernatural things or
Yeah.
the ones where it's just him and his Chinese girlfriend and El Papagayo, the villain, or any of the other villains came to town. That stuff was very gritty and very visceral, and yet anybody could read it. It was the family friendly kill 'em all Western.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that out then. I'm gonna try to see if I can get my hands on that.
Yeah, I'm saying because I'm a DC guy, I guess, because it's just what I grew up on. Never got into Marvel's Two Gun Kid and that stuff, but yeah, yes, Bat Lash. I was going to say Bat Lash was sort of like Brett Maverick. He was like the laid back ladies' man gambler kind of thing. He was a bit of a.
I gotta check that out. Thank you, Brian.
He was a bit of a fancy dresser and a bit of a poof. To be in the Old West, but there was him. There was Jonah Hex. There was a scalp hunter, Kiwanote, who was he was adopted by the Indians and raised as one of them. So he fights. He's not welcomed in either culture. So that was his sort of I walk the line kind of story. Cinnamon, she was a female gunfighter, bright red hair. There was so many good ones. And sometimes they'd cross over. Last time I saw them cross over was Crisis on Infinite Earths. In fact, that was that's the last time I saw any of them, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know we got to get this campaign get going. So I'm just gonna try to go on mini streams. I Fridays I'm gonna start streaming with Nova Blast and Fade. That's what we did with the last goodbye. I know that it's gonna be, man. It's gonna be a grind. I totally understand that. That's why I kind of took a little bit of time away from like social media, from YouTube, to like, okay, do I really want to do this? And yes, I do. I really I love this story. I want it to be out in the. I want it to exist. So for me, I'm willing to just grind and grind and grind, and no retreat, no surrender. This is gonna get printed. This is gonna be in the hands of backers. Even if I have to go out and get a second job or do whatever I got to do to make this happen, this is gonna
Let's
this
make
is
sure
gonna
you don't have to
exist.
do that, because I've been
Yeah,
there before and it sucks.
yeah,
And this is a flexible goal, people. So don't just say, I'll get it, and I'll get something minimal. Don't worry about old Richard here. He's got to pay for it. No, let's get this thing funded.
yeah.
So your featured tier is $60 for all 3 covers, because 20, 20, 20. And if they hit that stretch goal, by the way, folks, you'll be getting 4 4
Yeah.
covers, because that stretch goal cover will be an additional book. Nobody's claimed this yet. Come on, people, get in on this, because you're going to get Preston Acevedo. You're going to get Kanan White. And who did your main cover again?
That's the standard cover by Mark.
Okay.
The interior artist, Mark Solon.
Yeah, the interior art matches the cover art, so awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Justin Dutton's in the chat. Welcome, sir. Grind
Yeah.
minus yesterday.
Oh, Justin, man, I had some family issues, some personal issues I had to take care of, so I hit up Luke, and like I was supposed to go on Luke and Justin's show, man. Those guys are awesome, dude. I feel bad, I feel terrible, but I had to take care of family first, So now that I got all that patched up, now it's back to the grind, bro. Justin knows what it's like.
Justin, you got to get back on our stream sometime too with your next book.
Yeah.
Tell us more teddy bear stories. So you have a digital option.
Yes,
$10.
Sir. Yes, sir.
And this is the 50, 60 page book. I forgot.
50 plus. So what I'm doing is the last option is actually to be in the comic book. So I don't know the actual page count yet, because I still finishing up. I know what's gonna happen. I know, but it's just I gave the audience and the backers a chance to actually be in the comic and be a good guy or a bad guy. So once the campaign ends, however many people signed up for that, I'm gonna reach out to them, talk to them, and see what they want to be, good guy, bad guy, and then I'll make it all happen. So it could be like if people are supporting me at that high of a cost, at $250, the $250 here, I want to make sure that they get their money's worth. So it's going to be a couple pages for them that little random, like little I don't want to say a mini story, but almost a mini story, a little scene for them to really enjoy and feel like they got their money's worth. And
more than just standing in a crowd, as I've seen.
No, yeah.
You see the crowd shots like, oh, look at this
Yeah,
crowd
that's
of
you.
faces.
No, I want to give them some. My goal is to at least give them a talking line, and even if it's like, you shot me, partner, or something, I got to give them something. You got when you're supporting me, and I'm grateful for this support, man. I want to make sure that you're taken care of.
Sure.
So I don't really know how much pages the final product will be, but it's 50 plus, minimum 50 plus, could be 60, could be 70. I don't know. I mean, 70 is kind of really expensive. I would need to move that Donald DeLay cover to 20K, but but I'm thinking like, in between 50 and 70.
All right. Well, we have plenty of people who watch the channel that need digital, so I'm always glad to see that.
Yeah.
Because it's
and
not
then
that
international
they're
cost
cheap; it's that they have no space.
Yeah, international cost is so crazy. So I want to make sure that. And here's the thing too. I know two reasons why I did digital. One is international cost, because I know I have a lot of people overseas that probably would have picked up the last goodbye had it been available digital. And especially with like a new creator, they're like, hey, I don't know this I know he fulfilled the campaign, but I don't really know him like that. Is he really gonna come out with it? It's like, well, a $10 investment is a little bit easier to swallow than
Sure.
so it's like, okay, there's that, and the fact that hey, like real is just times are hard, man, and some people, I want to provide entertainment for people that have money and don't really have that much to extra money to spend on entertainment. I want to provide for everyone. I want everyone's money, damn it. So,
Yes.
but that was advice someone gave me when I was working at a con. They were like, hey, start with have every item for every customer, because they might have a different amount of money in their pocket. So start with $1 item, then go to a $3 item, then go to a $5 item, then go to a $10 item, and then just keep adding on, adding on. This was like 7 years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good advice. So that's what I'm trying to do with this.
You also got a second digital option here where they can get The Last Goodbye in addition to The Devil from Talonflats. So
Yes, sir.
if you miss that one, you can get a crime noir story and then jump right into a Western. You're just 1960s television coming out in comics. I love it.
Yeah.
I say 60s television. It's actually 1940s radio. I've been listening to a lot of that lately. And it's all Westerns and detective stories.
Yeah. But it got, like I said, it got great reviews on Inchai. It got great reviews with Kimosabi, and I have no plans at this time to make more printed copies, because when you back the campaign, my promise to a backer is to make sure that the print count is low. I want it to be a collectible. I want it to be valuable. I want that's what I want to do for you. Especially because you support me. So I want people to be like, yeah, I have this. You guys didn't have it. You didn't back it. You didn't get it. So for that, if I do print it, it would be like printing overseas, where the paper stock is a lot thinner. It wouldn't be the same quality as what you got online, and it would be more for like a $5 sale. You know what I'm talking about, RJ, where you're printing up like 3,000 at like probably like what 80 cents a piece. You sell them to the store for like $2.50, and they sell them for a $5 markup or something. So
right,
that if The Last Goodbye came back, that's what it would be geared towards. It wouldn't be the mix them quality, printed in America, thick cover, gloss. It wouldn't be none of that. It would look nice, but it wouldn't be the quality that we achieved with the Indiegogo.
Yeah, and that's that reminds me of something else for when you're shipping international. You talked about the different costs and everything, especially when you're shipping to Europe and they get that value added tax thrown on there.
Mm-hmm.
That's all calculated from the customs form you fill out when you're shipping.
Yeah.
And the question is always, what's the value of the product?
Yeah.
It's very, very tempting to say, well, it was a $25 book. The value is $25. No.
Yeah.
The value is what's the production cost.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that on Bancroft's stream. So I was like, damn it. Because I was there at, when I went to, for international shipping, I went to this mail depot place, or, those mailbox places that you see around town. And I was like, I'm just going to go to the professional. I don't want to mess this up with international shipping. And, she was like, well, what is the, how much is it worth? I'm like, 25, 60, I'm just like, like a bimbo. I'm just like, just giving out numbers, just not even helping myself.
Assigned to it. Yeah. So it's just the one you remember. You've been telling everybody that's what it's worth all this time. But it's what does it cost to make another one if it gets lost? Which, lowers the value of the tax they have to pay on the other end.
Gotcha.
Because if it's like 45% VAT, 45% of $60 is a lot more than 45% of $3. And you'll have happier customers.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I was just like,
ooh, that cover looks familiar.
Which one?
The Mark Savona cover. I mean, it's not familiar. I mean, they're all Western comics and they all use the same color palette and stuff. I'm reminded of who did the book. Now they're out of business. They were up up for a while doing stories.
That's not a good omen, RJ. You're like, yeah, they did a cover, and now they're out of business. That's not a good omen, my friend.
They did a. Oh, no, it's not a song. Stupid computer. Who published this thing? Gabriel Benson published it. And it was Beckett. It was the same people who did the trading cards. It was Beckett. I'm sure it was. Jeff Amano did. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I'm going to bring this cover up just to show you what it looked like. It was the Ballad of Sleeping Beauty, and it had a lot of the same palette. It was a great. I mentioned it because I worked for a different reviewer at the time, and guess what? Our review made the back cover of the trade paperback.
Nice. Nice.
So there's there. Grab that cover. Maybe that one will. I hate when you click on one of these images and you get a postage stamp comes back. I need the big picture, folks. I'm like George Bailey in the store. No, I want a big one.
Yeah.
Here we. Oh no! Oh, for crying out loud! This is crazy.
Do you click on it and then go to open in different tab? That's what I usually do.
I do that. You know what? I'm just gonna bring the itty bitty one over.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was reminded of. And it's just really the scheme. It's not even similar art style, but
but no, I can see the resemblance. Yeah.
So there, go now it can go away. And again, it just comes back to my love of reading Western comic books. So
yeah.
And they had taken Sleeping Beauty and they'd put it into an old Western setting, so it was very weird and interesting at the same time. But this standard cover you can get for $25. And again, remember, you hit that stretch goal, you're going to get two comics for the $25. $25 is pretty much your standard cost for a book these days in crowdfunding.
Free shipping in USA though.
Okay, well now that's a different story because you look at 25 and you think 35.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 25 and it's 25.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing for, because like I feel such like with international shipping I have to charge like a certain amount that I really don't want to, and I'm like, man, this makes me feel dirty. I feel like a scumbag. So I just like, what, I can cover 25 and I cover shipping. I just, like I said, like, so I want this book to get out and be enjoyable.
Yeah, and I know shipping is going to be close to $10, maybe $8. So this is really $15 for the book, which makes the book a lot less expensive. Almost
it's
a cheap book.
The pound so my last experience with fulfillment, if it was under a pound, it was like under $5. If it was over a pound, it was under $10. And depending on how close it was, because I'm Southern California, I ship out to like LA, which is like a 40-minute drive. That was like a $7 charge, $7.50. I ship out to New York, I ship out to New York, and that's like a $9,
Yeah.
So
there's medium mail, which is acceptable if you package it nicely, and it's not going to bend and stuff, which can be cheap. And then of course, let's not forget that the post office does have these priority boxes that are flat rate that it fits, it ships. They have the priority envelopes. Even you can get a Gemini mailer in one of those envelopes and seal it up, and it's going to go for. You can put a bar of gold in that thing, and if you can close the envelope, it's going to go for the priority price.
No
matter what the weight is. So it looks like all three of the books are $25. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to, when you go, like, I want you to, I always want everything that I do to be a pleasurable experience, So if it's, I don't want you to like, oh, I want this cover, but he's charging more. No, dude, like, you choose the cover that you think you would enjoy this book. You choose the cover that you want to see on your shelf. Yeah,
you see so many of them where it's like, hey, our standard cover is 20, but if you want to get this guy's cover, it's 25. And to me, I'm like,
Yeah.
That's like saying, yeah, we know our regular cover artist sucks.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was about to say. You're kind of like shitting on your interior artist, man, and that's not cool,
exactly,
you know. So it's like,
exactly.
hey,
They're
just
all
whichever
artists.
one you enjoy, whichever one you would want on your shelf, that get that cover. Like,
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you do get like, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez to do something, and he says, yeah, but it's going to cost you $6,000, and you go back to your art and say, look, I have to charge more for this guy's book because
mm,
I've got to make the money up. That's
yeah,
understandable.
yeah,
Uh, but
definitely.
but the reason I'm checking that they're all $25 is, that's an Indiegogo exclusive too. So
Yeah, I'm never printing that one again. You know, that's Preston's cover. I think it gives it flavor. It's different from Kanan in the original, I should say the standard cover. But yeah, that's going to be the exclusive. You're only going to be able to get this cover uh, for this campaign, and that's it.
well, then I want to point out that if you get the featured tier, folks, for $60, you're saving $15
Hmm.
by getting all three of them at once. Justin does have a good question here, and this is one I usually hit on, and I haven't yet. How many pages? How close is this book to being done?
So we got 4 pages completely done, aside from lettering. Um, right now, Mark is, I think by this week or next week, he is finishing up on this other graphic novel he was working on, 96 pages that he had to paint every panel. So he's gonna finish that, take a couple weeks off, then he's getting married, then he's coming back, and he's gonna knock this book out quick. So I was like, you know what, it's gonna take more time for me to raise the money than it is for you to draw it. So let me get a head start, Mark. So that's what we're doing. You know,
All right.
I came into this. I know it's gonna be a grind. I know it's gonna be I don't want to say a long time because I don't want to just put, I'm trying to think, but it's going to take some time. And I'm just being realistic.
Yeah.
I'm not that huge of a name yet,
Well,
so I know.
your estimated shipping is August of 2020. This is a year
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's the
so
other, hard part of crowdfunding is, if somebody says, oh, this is going to ship, in 2 months, get on it now. It's going to ship next year.
it's
got
funny.
this,
I
yeah.
was on a Shay stream and someone from the comments section said something that stuck with me. And they said, because I was like, hey, this last goodbye is completely drawn. We're just getting a color letter and send it out to you. And then someone said, you know what? When I back a campaign, I kind of want to be there from the beginning. I like being part of seeing it getting made and seeing new pages come in the mail and email and stuff, and just that's part of the excitement. Like you're just printing it and sending it out, like And I was like, dude, like you're totally right, because like I enjoy like Graham Nolan. Like he has the campaign, he launches it, he keeps giving you updates, he keeps giving you new tidbits. It's exciting, and it keeps
That's
you like,
OG crowdfunding right there.
yeah.
The other camp is that, they're like, I want to know that this thing's almost done before I put my money behind it. At which point, I've had creators say, if I've got it done and it's ready to print, why am I crowdfunding it? Why don't I just put it on Amazon?
Hmm. Yeah.
The
But the
point
thing
there
too
too.
is people are so I mean, let's be real, man. People got burned before in
Yeah.
crowdfunding. And we're talking good people that spent their hard honest cash, that they had to work for on your project. And these people took advantage of that, of their trust, and they never delivered. And there was never no uh like what's the word for it? There was never no I don't know, reconciliation or something. There
Yeah.
was
I
never.
mean, I've backed
Yeah,
books that I know I will never see.
and
Uh,
it leaves a bad taste in your mouth,
yeah.
and it makes you want to be way more selective. So that's why I'm just like, hey, you know what? No pressure. I know it's going to be a grind, and you probably take time to earn your trust and earn your business. But hey, I'm well aware of what it's going to take, and it's just about just showing up every day and every day that I can when I don't have family issues. Sorry, Dutton, and coming on and just coming on streams and being happy and excited about the book, and hopefully that translates to people. That excitement translates to them, and they want to back.
I know that, for my own part, I have to be selective,
Mm-hmm.
because I have one of you guys on every night.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
25
No, I
times
know.
7. I want to back it all. I
Yeah.
want everybody to succeed that comes on here.
Too bad you don't have sponsors that just let you back everything, RJ. That'd be cool. You just have mad sponsors. But you know what? I give you props, man. You have that comic book store that you have in the promo in the beginning. That looked like a cool little comic book store, man. That reminds me of when Mile High came out to Anaheim, and they bought this big building, a block from Disneyland. This is like in the '90s, and it was big, dude. It was like a mini little, kind of what they have out there in Denver, and they had a theater with theater seating, and they were always playing Star Wars or Star Trek, and it was big. And but dude, what killed them is you had all these other comic book stores that that were just selling them at $2 cheaper, because Mile High, I don't know if it's an industry thing or whatever, but they were always marking up their books like $2.
Well, yeah, they were Mile High.
Yeah, so Mile High prices.
Yeah.
so,
You know how they got their name, right?
the store in Denver, well,
Right.
probably.
I mean, yeah, obviously they got their name from the Denver the Mile High City. They got their start though because somebody discovered a collection in Denver, and because it was in Denver and a Mile High, this was a stash of Golden Age and Silver Age books that were in pristine mint condition. It's the Mile High collection.
It was that owner, right? What's his name? Chuck something?
Yeah,
Chuck
I can't
with the
remember his
ponytail.
name.
I just remember seeing him in that Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con documentary. And he was like, I'm going out of business. I got to sell this like rare comic that I keep in the safe. And and he was talking crap on Nick Cage because Nick Cage, I guess, sold his comic collection because his girlfriend told him to. He's like, I would never do that.
That's never a good reason to sell your comic collection.
Yeah.
But
he probably sold it to his friend, like, hey, babe, I sold it. It's all right. And he's like, hey, dude, once I dump this broad, bro, I'm going to come by, pick up those boxes. Just you got it, Nick.
I pawned them. I didn't sell them. I pawned them.
Don't worry, Nick. You got it, bro.
They had a situation there where they had, I guess he'd bought a bunch of 90s comics, and he put them in a storage unit to cure, like they were fine hams or something. And he's going to come and get them out like 30 years later and start selling them again because he had stockpiled them. And squatters had broken into his secure storage facility. No one had checked it. And they didn't steal the comics. They were just 90s comics to them. All they had was a place to hang out. So, the boxes were dumped over. The books were walked on.
No.
It was a horrible, horrible mess for him. And I felt sorry for him. But at the same time, I'm like, what are you doing stockpiling 90s comic books for?
You never know, bro.
They're not worth anything.
You never know. Imagine if like the nuclear war happens and there's only like 90s comic books that exist. That would be like, because he stockpiled them, and it's just like, then the rarest thing on earth,
A new paper might comes along that only eats like old paper and it's just destroyed. And all we have is paper products made from the 90s forward. Look, Daddy's got a Spawn #1 from the golden age of comics.
Yeah.
Well, we got Pops Van Zant's in the chat. He loves this book. I love this chat too. This book too. I love the chat.
Thank you, Pops.
Chat's very sexy and lovable.
You gotta love your chat, man.
I'm going to refresh the screen because I want to hope beyond hope that you didn't waste your time here tonight.
It's never a waste, man. It's always good talking with you, RJ.
I just hate having people on here and then I do nothing for them, and I've done nothing for you.
It's all right.
Did I remind the chat that the link to this campaign is below the video? It's the very first line. Just click it and you'll go there and you'll still stay here and listen to Richard talk about the book.
I see it as like anyone that sees the book, at least they know it exists. in the universe. You know, the seed has already been planted, and hopefully they make a purchase and back and support when they're comfortable and feel good about doing so. So that's really my approach with this campaign, is just constantly being here. Hey, if you want to back it but you can't do it right now, cool, I'll be here. You know, make sure you take care of what you need to take care of, and the book's going to be here for you to back.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, until we
yeah, because you're going to be in demand after this.
Yeah,
you're going to keep it open until it's fulfilling.
I mean, I bet you some comic pros would be like, "What are you doing? Don't say shit like that." But you know, it's not an impulse buy. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to really want this comic book and enjoy it and feel good about the purchase. Because I felt good about making it. I feel good about selling it. You know.
We got Haroldberg in the chat is pushing the link. Thank you, sir. And you. Also reminding folks where they can find you on Twitter.
Awesome. Thank you.
When you do tweet now and then.
All right.
The other tiers on here, you can get your choice of the book and
one of 3 shirts. So if you just want, hey, you know what? I just want the Preston cover. I just want the standard cover and the shirt. That's available for you to get. And if you want all 3 covers in the shirt, you still get the same. You get a little bit of a deal on it.
You're getting a great deal on it
and that's free shipping in the U.S.
Free shipping on the shirts too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the final tier here is the one we talked about. One of these has already been claimed. There's only 5. Yes. You can join the posse and be drawn into the comic. And like you said, it's not drawn into a crowd scene, but drawn into
I want to give you I want to give you some dialogue, you know, and depending on if you're a good guy or bad guy, that really seals your fate, you know.
Exactly. You know, if this was a movie and you got to speak, you'd be eligible for the SAG for representation in the Screen Actors Guild Union.
Yeah, and depending if you get enough hours, you would get health insurance. So
exactly.
Yeah, but so it's just like I said. I want this to be fun. It's fun to make. It's fun to campaign it. It's going to be fun to read it. It's just we're having fun over here. So we got for my channel, the Force Publishing YouTube, we're gonna have we're gonna be live streaming Friday nights. Mark and I have like a show we're working on that's called Mark and Richard Watch Westerns. So since Mark's like Canadian, he's not that huge of a fan of a Western. So I'm going to introduce him to all these Western movies, and then he's going to tell me what we think about them. And basically, I'm trying to convert him to be an ultimate Western fan while he's drawing this book. You know, that's kind of like the theme. And then I'm going to do a show with Vince where he's like I said, because he's like to me, he's a comic book guru. He knows a lot about comic books and writers and like the history, as you do, RJ. You know, and so we're gonna do a show where he recommends a certain book for me to go out and read, and I read it. We discuss it, talk about what I like about it, talk about how just it's like a writer editor talk. You know, like what I can use, what they're using, and just stuff like that. Just a little bit, just trying to provide content while this campaign is going on, so you guys are knowing what's going on and constant updates. And I'm going to do a lot of more pre-recorded, like those 2 shows I just mentioned. They're going to be like pre-recorded, edited, probably like 10 to 15 minutes. So you can like snack bites. You don't have to be there for the stream. You can just watch them on your leisure.
You know what you got to do? You got to do the Vince McMahon thing. Remember when WWF took over WCW?
Okay.
And suddenly Vince McMahon was on both channels, TNT and at the same time, because like the takeover happened and it was like instant.
Yeah. That's just a boss.
Pre-record some shows with the different hosts and arrange for them all to run at the same time.
That's like creepy though.
It's like
if I saw a creator do that, I might just refund. It's like this guy's a creep.
It's like
this guy can't escape this guy. I don't even like him no more.
Richard's on bankrupt. I've already seen him. Let's pop over to Critical Blast. Holy, what? How's that?
Yeah. Honey, refund the book. Get my gun.
There's a dozen of him. You can get this done a lot faster.
Yeah. refund. We'll dump it in another campaign. Let's go. Get the Kiss dress just in
Weird
case.
thought that just came to me.
Yeah.
It'd be funny.
No, Vince McMahon is a genius. I like he is a marketing genius. Everyone copies from Vince McMahon. Like UFC, boxing, they all copy from Vince McMahon. Even TV shows, everything. That dude, like, man, that dude's a legend. Now what his booking nowadays is, questionable. But man, in that Attitude Era, man, Vince was freaking king, bro. He went against Ted Turner, dude. He was a business, but he's going against a global giant and won and smashed. So Vince is an animal, man. So if I could even get like a 10th of Vince, this comic would already be sold, man. That guy knows what he's doing.
I'm running out of light. Apparently, my background's starting to frizz out because these green screens, if you don't light them up like Times Square, they don't work.
Yeah, you got to have two lights. It looks like you got to have.
I've got the lights over here. It's on the floor. That usually has a beacon light, just like this one does. But it's just a regular bulb now because that one burned out. You get too close and it's all there's a screen. I'm learning. I'm using, I'm kind of MacGyvering it. I'm using cheap stuff.
Yeah.
When I leave this room that I'm renting, I'll do a little bit better. I've got a light kit and I'll be able to put it up instead of this is basically what you would hang on the hood of your car if you were working on the engine in the garage.
I see. I know exactly what you're talking about. It has like a little cage in front of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, Richard, I want to thank you for coming on the stream tonight and bringing the devil from Talonflats over here.
Definitely, man.
I encourage everyone watching the replay to click the link below and go out to the Indiegogo, check it out, and add it to your cart. It's some fun Western adventure here, drawn absolutely stunningly. So I would definitely recommend this book. Folks in the chat, thank you so much for being here tonight. We do not have a show without you. And as always, we just hope you had a blast while you were here. Good night, folks.
Right. Thank you.